I think the twin factor is a little bit unique, especially with younger kids who have potentially never been separated. I mean, ours literally were in bassinets next to each other in the NICU. They came home the same day. I think there was one overnight that they maybe had not been together. And so that was so hard. So I think and then you bring COVID into this and visitor restrictions and things like that. So I think that first of all, we tried everything. I mean, I pulled out all the stops. We had, tried daily FaceTime calls. We tried anything I could think of to keep them connected because I was so worried about that. And a lot of it didn't work. There were some things though that did work. We found that instead of just having a FaceTime call, which especially with 2 3-year-olds, like their attention span is short, is that we did this during transplant, we had the same set of books in Molly's hospital room and in Emma's room. And so we would try to find times during the day, because bedtime didn't always work out, to read a story together. So one parent would be with Molly in the hospital, the other would be with Emma at home. We would have the same book. Sometimes we only got through a page, sometimes we got through the whole book, but it was nice they knew, and then like they could compare. I mean, we had friends that donated like the whole 2 sets of the whole Gerald and Piggy books, and so we'd say like, okay, what book are we going to read today? So we were doing something, or like sometimes when Molly was feeling better, I would get 2 different crafts from Child Life and they could do them together. So we found that was really helpful. We got a little printer that could print from our phone, and so sometimes if Molly had something she wanted to show Emma, we would take a picture of it and bring it to Emma. So that was helpful. We also got these bracelets, actually. So these are back to school bracelets, I think they're called. And so they come with one for a parent and one for a child. So Molly chose blue and Emma chose purple. And so they each have one, and then John and I have them. And so we kind of use those as a way of, if you're missing mommy or daddy or Molly, this is a way to send the or send love to them. And again, it was something tangible that they could see, which was really helpful. So I think that ended up being a very helpful thing. The book, A Kissing Hand for Chester Raccoon, also became really helpful for us, especially for Molly in terms of having separation anxiety. So again, everybody had ideas about how to keep them connected. Most of the ideas didn't work very well because of their ages and just how sick Molly was in the hospital, but some of them did, and so we kept trying. I think the other thing that was really hard for me about the twin factor is that I had a perfect comparison of what Molly used to look like. And Molly and Emma are not identical, but they look pretty similar, and so Molly was always bigger. She was the bigger twin, and so when Emma just skyrocketed above her, I was just so fixated on Molly's weight, and the team would say, Sarah, I know you're worried. I know you've got this comparison, but it's not that bad. And I was like, but she was always the bigger one. Like I had these images in my head, and then I had a healthy child that looked pretty much just like her at home. And so it was much more, it was constantly faced with that very visual representation of how much things had changed. So I think just acknowledging that is going to be something that is probably a uniquely difficult thing for parents of twins who look exactly alike or look even close to alike.